Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the OKCL Achievers series. This is a very good platform where you could get all informations about the subjects which are getting prepared for your competitive examinations like ASO, SSC, Railway, etc. But here today we are going to study. I'm here to give online coaching on ASO Secretariat of 2022. Hello, this is Varsha Mahanti. I'm here to give a teaching on history subject related to the ASO. In ASO, in syllabus, we have chapters of modern history having two subjects. That is, how did British rule came in India, and the second one is the India struggle for freedom. Okay. So today, I'm going to teach you the modern history, the first chapter, India at the dawn of colonizations. What do you mean by the word colonizations? Colonizations means the word refers, that is, the India is under, the whole of Indian country is under one government control. And in this age, what I'm going to study, what I'm going to teach you here is about the later Mughal era, when the India was under the control of Mughal Empire. But how slowly and steadily the Mughal Empire got crumbled, got declined. I'm going to teach you today the same thing. Okay. Before I go to the chapter, I want to clear some confusions to the you people about the years. So first let me start from 1498. 1498, Vasco da Gama Portuguese traveler came to India. For what purpose? To trade. High profitable amount. Remember this word, high profitable amount. In 1498, now remember, I'm going to teach you this part of 1707 till 1857, okay? But only of the Mughal part. In between, there are so many things of the battles and about the Regulations Act, which I'm going to teach you in the chapter of polity, first chapter. Anyways, first coming to the topic, before the Mughal Empire, other dynasties were also there, like Lodi dynasties, other dynasties were also there. At that time, Vasco da Gama came to India just to trade. As we all know that India is a fertile soil in the eastern region in the Bengal side. They came there just to trade. They started the agricultures and trading on cottons and textiles. That is why by doing all the trades, they used to get high profitable amount. They used to become good and good. That is the reason why in 1600, East India Company, or the English you can say, they came to India for this purpose. This high profitable amount made this English East India Company crave to start the trade in India. When they came to India, they didn't have this mindset of ruling. They just came to India for this trading purpose only. Okay. Now after 1498, when Vasco da Gama came, after some dynasties, in 1526, the first battle of Panipat occurred. First battle of Panipat, in which Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi. That means Mughal dynasty got established. Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi, for which Mughal dynasty got established in 1526. Excuse me. Okay, I'll just Mughal dynasty got established, okay? And this Mughal Empire, what happened? It took 200 years to establish themselves. It took 200 years to establish themselves. Fine. In this time, the first Mughal emperor was Babur, then came Akbar, then Jahangir, then Shah Jahan, and finally the Aurangzeb, the 1707, in which chapter, this is the year what I'm going to teach you today from 1707 to 1857, because after 1707, the downfall of Mughal Empire occurred due to the weak successes of Aurangzeb, because Aurangzeb was the last strong ruler of that time. Okay. Now, in this between 1526 to 1707, in 1600, the EIC company came to India because Queen Elizabeth I gave them the Charter Act to start the trade for 15 years. They came, they issued lot of farmans. They issued lot of farmans, okay? But this farman, means the document to start the trade, was not that official or commercial type, because जब ये सब ट्रेड करने आते थे तब बहुत सारे जो मुगल लोकल ऑफिसर्स थे उन्हें हमेशा किसी न किसी जगह पर उन्हें रोकते थे या टोकते थे, like you can't do this, you can't transport your goods over there because you don't have passes, you didn't pay your taxes, you didn't pay your custom duties, etc. and etc. To which in 1707, one of the weak successors of this era named Farrukh Shiar, which I am going to tell you in the slide, upcoming slide. Farrukh Shiar, he released a farman called Magna Carta of the company. This was the official, or this document was the turning point for the British to start the trade in India. This was the official trade to start, for the official turning point for the British officials to start the trade in India. What impact it occurred, I'll tell you in the slides. Just remember, in 1717, Farrukh Shiar released a farman called Magna Carta of the company, not equal to this farman, because after this farman was released, no prohibition of transporting export or goods, no local officers got the strength to stop the British officials to do the trade for any reason, for any small purpose or for any small reason. After this, what happened? At this time, when this Farrukh Shiar released a farman, after some few years, these Britishers also started refusing to use the rules and regulations written in farman. They started doing their own things, मतलब अपने मर्जी से वो काम करने लगे, and they said that we will not give, what you'll do, and all that, unofficial talk. They started doing this. As a result of what? Because why they did so? Because they were seeing that Mughal Empire was declining slowly and steadily. Therefore, they started showing their colors, that is from interest from trading, interest towards ruling the country. And during this time, Battle of Plassey, Third Battle of Panipat, Battle of Buxar, it all started, in which the British officials they were getting victorious in the battle. After that, what happened? After the Battle of Buxar and Battle of Plassey, Britishers established themselves. You can say East India came into existence. See, from 1600 they were starting doing all this. At this time when this was released, and after that they didn't started listening to the farman or going according to the farman released. They did all the battles in which they won. In this years, the Mughal was coming down or declining, the emperor was crumbling. At the same time, the East India Company was establishing themselves. As a result, what happened? In this year, in 1857, a revolt occurred under the leaderships of Bahadur Shah Zafar, who was the last emperor ruler of the Mughal era, of the Mughal Empire. Fine. In 1857, when the revolt started, why it was started? Because due to the executions or due to the hanging of Mangal Pandey, who refused. Why he was hanged? Because he refused to use the Enfield rifles which was greased with cows and pigs. That is why in 1857, in 10th of May in Meerut, remember the word, in 1857, 10th of May in 1857 in Meerut, the revolt started. After this revolt, INC came into existence 1885 by A.O. Hume. Then in 1919, we know all that. Now Gandhiji came into existence, and in 1858 what happened? Now Government of India Act came. Why this Government of India Act came, I am telling you. In 1857, the revolt was over. But at this time, what happened? When the Queen Elizabeth I had given them the permission for the company to trade, slowly and steadily the Queen Elizabeth I means the head of the company in the Parliament or in the England, they came to feel that the company's profit was declining, but the employees in the company, they were getting richer and richer. That means the system was not working systematically, it was somewhere illegal. The black money, the fact of black money or the illegal work was to be done. That is why in between that 1717, the 1772 in the Regulations Act, Charter Act, they were did because this East India Company did not want to get to come under any of the heads of the Parliament or in the England. So they did all these Charter Acts to take all over the control over the India, because they have started already the centralizations of the states. Why centralizations of the states? Because when the Mughal Empire got declined in the 18th century, the whole of the Mughal Empire got divided into different small independent states like Bengal, Bihar, Mughal, Awadh, etc. etc. So the centralization was started. But after this 1858, when the crown rule came into existence, that is, British officials said the East India Company is not more working properly, so we will take the control over that. This is the year in which the East India Company got abolished and the crown rule began. And in the crown rule, the states which already got centralized, they were decentralized. Means again the independency came into existence for the first time because Britishers started taking the help of the Indians. Okay. After that is the reason why the INC of Congress session started. In 1919, you all know that Gandhiji came into India from South Africa. Gandhian era started, and then after so much of national movement, Quit India movement, boycott movement, Swadeshi movement, Simon Commission, so many things. After that, in 1947, our India became independent. Fine. So this is the story. Then how did India become independence from Mughal Empire to 1857 to 1858 to 1885 and then to 1947. I hope this map is clear. This person Vasco da Gama, he came to trade, not to rule. But because of getting the high profitable amount, this made this English people to crave for the trade. That is why they entered India. And these farmans, which I told, they used, at that time Jahangir was there. He used to give farmans, but they were not, they just gave them to set up their factories, not for the commercial trade. But their mission, their aim got successful when Farrukh Shah signed this Magna Carta of the company. So now I am going to start the slide. From the next slide I am going to start. So this is the brief history I gave about the what I am going to teach you. In the first chapter today, I am going to teach you about this 1707 till 1857 Mughal era. How did the downfall of Mughal Empire occurred, because of whom, and how many weak successes were there. Thank you. So as you can see the map, see this map is there. Orange color map. This is the Mughal Empire during the Babur, because from 1526 till 1707 Mughal Empire took 200 years to establish themselves. Can you see? Kashmir in the north to Tamil Nadu in the south. there was some technical problem, so kindly cooperate. So this was the region where the Mughal Empire got established, and it took 200 years to establish themselves from 1526 to 1707. That is from Kashmir in the north, to Tamil Nadu in the south, to Hindu Kush in the west, and the Chittagong in the east. Now what I am going to describe you is after the 1707, the death of Aurangzeb. Just to give a small brief about Aurangzeb was that he was known as Alamgir also. And the second point, just remember, because in further upcoming slide I am going to tell you about the Marathas. So during his time there was a conflict between Marathas, okay? Because the reason was due to the annexations of Marwar. Because of annexations of Marwar, the death of Raja Jaswant Singh took place. Raja Jaswant Singh, Marathas. Okay. So remember this 2 point. Alamgir was known as Aurangzeb was known as Alamgir, and there was a conflict between the Marathas due to the death of due to the annexations of Marwar state, which resulted in the death of Raja Jaswant Singh. Okay. Now, when I'll say about the decline of Mughal Empire, finally the Mughal Empire map is like this in the north, that is the 18th century. Can you see? What do you mean by 18th? When I say 18th century, it is from 1700 to 1800. When I say 19th century, it is from 1800 to 1900. So don't get confused when I'm saying 18th or 19th. Don't say that 18th century means 800 to 900. No. 18th century means it is from 1700 to 1800. 19th century means 100 years back, that is 1800 to 1900. So when the decline will start, after that what will happen? This entire Mughal empire will get crumbled down into independent states like Mughal, Rajputs, Awadh, Bengal. Then you have this Nizam in Hyder Ali, in the Marathas and the Mysore war. Tipu Sultan will in the Tipu Sultan and the Mysore war in the south, and Nizam by Hyder Ali and the Marathas. This Marathas were in the Deccan, and slowly and steadily they were extending towards the northward direction. And one more small point I want to make you remember, in the Marathas chapter, which I might not teach because it's not in the history of the ASO syllabus, but still just remember one point. During all this chaosity, during all this battle, there was one of the treaties signed due to Marathas and the Mughals, in which they said that we will protect you from the northern frontiers from the Iran and Afghanistan, because these people had come to India or invade into India to do all the loot path. They do huge plunder. You must have remembered about Somnath temple, how who came and did that. Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, who came into existence and did all that plunder over there. Like that, in this time, Iran and Afghan people, you come to know about the name of like Nadir Shah. Nadir Shah is one of the Iranian people, and another one is Ahmed Shah Abdali. He is the Durranian king of Ahmed Shah Abdali. Okay. These two people, he is from Iran and he is from Afghanistan. They invaded India to do the loot paths or do the huge plunder to our India. Okay, so this is at the end of the decline of Mughal Empire. You can see in the map that the Mughal Empire was getting divided. Rajputs, Mughals, Awadh, Bengal means small independent state. This is the north. You can see Mughal, Awadh, Bihar and Bengal, and in the south, okay, south part you can see from here, that is Nizam, Marathas and Tipu Sultan. Okay. Now coming to Aurangzeb. After his death, he had 5 sons. And yes, Aurangzeb's father's name was Shahjahan. Okay. Okay. Now he had 5 sons: Muzam, Azam, Kambaksh, Muhammad Akbar and Muhammad Sultan. Now after his death, Aurangzeb died at the age of 90. So you can imagine what would be the ages of his son. They almost have crossed 50 or 60 years. Okay. Now at this time, these 3 elder sons, they got the establishment of Aurangzeb had 5, तांकर 5टा पुओ थिले, तांको मुजाम, तांका नाथला मुजाम, Azam, Kambaksh, Muhammad Akbar and Muhammad Sultan. Okay, they were the elder son. हमने समझो बहुत बड़ा पुओ माने थिले, जो elders माने थिले, तांका भीतर प्रॉब्लम हैला कि empire को capture karibo ki throne ko ascend karibo. That is the reason why there was a battle. But Muzam said, Muzam was a person who was interested in peace. He was not interested in the war of successions or war, nothing. So he decided to divide the empire into the people or the among his brothers equally. But this Azam said that no, he wanted war. Azam चाहिले कि मु war करिवि. कौन हैला? Battle of Jajwa. In 18th of June 1707. Battle of Jajwa 707 रे मुजाम अजाम को डिफीट कर ले. मुजाम अजाम को डिफीट कर ले. Muzam even defeated Kambaksh near Hyderabad. Okay. Battle of Jajwa was very much important question. So remember that Muzam defeated Azam in the Battle of Jajwa, which is near Agra. Agra रे Azam को defeat कर ले. So at the end, who ascended the throne? किए throne ऊपर बसिला? Muzam, Prince Muzam, who is known as other name of Muzam was Bahadur Shah I. Therefore, Bahadur Shah I ascended the throne at the age of 63 years. Now, this war took 2 years long. This is just not a war, this is just a war of successions कि किए गद्दी ऊपर आग बसिबो. एटा सक्सेशंस रो war थिला. किए कहा को सक्सीड करिबो. तो ए war भितरे 2 years लागि गला. अब हम समस्त जानिचु battle की war हो किछि भी हो. The main source of the rajas and maharajas is their income, their revenue, their military expenditures. यदि इत्ते लंबा war चलिबो, if this war takes for a long 2 years, then there will be declinations or degradations of revenues, income, sources, expenditures, everything. And this was the main reason which broke the backbone of Mughal Empire. एटा ही main reason थिला कि Mughal Empire को backbone को भांगी देला because तांकर revenue ही कमे देला, military expenditures को ही कमे देला. तो जब राजा रे मते पैलेस जदि राजा कोसे रहिबनी, then आउ जिंस हबो केमिति ना ट्रेड ही पारिबो ना मिलिटरी ना बैटल्स लड़ी ही पारिबो बिकॉज़ सब जिंस पई द मनी इज इंपोर्टेंट. नो, इफ द मनी इज नॉट देयर then no rajas and no prajas can do anything. Okay, so that is the reason why this war of successions of Battle of Jajwa, and which battle was fought near near Hyderabad, was the first reason to break the backbone of the Mughal Empire. Okay. So whatever I said, I have written over here. Just read the slide properly. In 18th June, Battle of Jajwa near Agra, Muzam defeated Azam. Okay, and Kambaksh was defeated by Muzam near Hyderabad on 13th of June, January 1719. And this Prince Muzam, other's name was Bahadur Shah I. He ascended the throne of 63 years after 2 long years of successions. Now, as I've said you previously, the Bahadur Shah was a peace type of person. तांको झगड़ा भड़ा जमा भल लागु नथला. तांको war भल लागु नथला. तांको सबरे reconciliations हो, समस्त मिसी की रुहंतु, तो सेटा तांको mindset रे थिला. तांको actions रो से जाना पड़तला, but some way or the other, yes, political thought process were also there. से कौन कले policy of peace जेतरे से निजे गोटे apply कले, तांको कुहाला, तांको टाइटल दिहाला शाहे बेखबर. Policy of peace, मते peace दरकार, मु war चाहेनी. सेट बाय लाइक माने सेपे टाइटल दिहाला शाहे बेखबर, माने war, battles, politics रे पूरा अनजान, किछि जानना अंदी, पूरा बेखबर types of person, means very much involved in his world, not interested in any of the other things. Fine. सेटा first point गला. सेकेंड पॉइंट मु औरंगजेब टाइम रे कहिथिली कि तांका भीतर मराठा संगे कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हेइतेला सी जो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट पई कोन करथिले मु गोटे आपन गोटे मैप देखैबी माने ते जिंस मु टिके मराठास को जाउची just to make you understand what I'm going to tell you right now. Just listen, okay? शिवाजी, okay? समस्त जानते शिवाजी शिवाजी का डेथ होता 1680 रे तांकर दीटा पुओ थिले संभाजी राजाराम संभाजी का वाइफ थिले यस्सुबाई his wife was Yasubai and their son was Shahuji. Rajaram ko dita wife thile, but I am not mentioning the second wife because first wife Tarabai is in history, so I am mentioning her name only, Tarabai. And their son was Sambhaji I. Muda kahi mention kali, and yes, this son Sambhaji, he died in 1688. Okay. Policy of reconciliation with Marathas. Ki Bahadur Shah one karthile. Reconciliation setibay karthile because when Shahuji was small, the Mughal emperor, what they did, they had captured this Shahuji when he was very young. When he was very small, he was captured as a captivity in the Mughal empire. So to reconcile with the Marathas, Bahadur Shah fled this person, Shahuji. And he fled this person at a very critical moment. Both thick time re tangu chhad dele. Because say time re, Tarabai chahile, Tarabai wanted his son Sambhaji to ascend the throne of Chhatrapati. To take the title of Chhatrapati and ascend the throne of Marathas, to become the Maratha ruler. Now, for the lokomananga pai, na Bahadur Shah Shahuji ko chhad dele, mane gote token of appreciation ki okay reconcile heigala. But the point was, eta amar India map, okay? Eta ote Deccan part re, hello? Eta mon rakhibo, eta Deccan part, eta ote point mujhe pachare kahibi. Just remember this Deccan area, the south part, because the Marathas were in the south, they were ruling. Future they went towards northward expansion, but for them now it is south. The Shahuji the release heigale, Tarabai ka Shahuji के भीतर conflict हैला, जोड़ा कि बहादुर शाह जानी थेले. Marathas का भीतर conflict हैले, Mughal empire माने तांका भीतर जो लड़ाई हैले, obviously they will get crumbled, they will get declined, in which Mughal empire will rule over them. तो दी जन जदि फैमिली भी दी जन जन झगड़ा करथिबे तो बाहर लोक आसी कैप्चर करनी जबे ना तो सेही जिंसरा माइंडर थिला बट लोक माने भाबिले कि नाही टोकन ऑफ अप्रिसिएशंस में से तांको छाड़ देले तो मैंने एबे सब ठीक हे जो बट नो internally this was the issue. Mughal empire released him because they thought that if Shahuji is going to release then he will do a parallel administration. तो जहां भाबिले से आहेला ताराबाई और शाहूजी के बीच conflict चलेला. What she did, since he was in the Mughal empire captivity for so many years, she started spreading the rumor. So rumor spread करले कौन शाहूजी Mughal empire थिले तो सी केबे आम पटुआ हेबेनी से तांका पटुआ रहबे आम इन्फॉर्मेशंस लीक करिवे आमको रिसीव करिए बैटल्स रे तो यांको रूलर हबार किछ अधिकार नहीं. He doesn't have the right to become the Maratha ruler. Meanwhile, now I am not going to teach you the Maratha part right now, but just to make you remember, I am just telling a story. In meanwhile, a minister was there in the Maratha, who was sent to check the character of Shahuji, whether Tarabai jaha kohchandi, whatever the Tarabai is saying, is it true or not. But that person, the minister, found that Shahuji is a very much efficient Maratha ruler. He is not towards Mughal empire, he is towards the Chhatrapati or the Maratha ruler. So, after so much of thing, Shahuji was made the ruler of Maratha. That is a long story of the Maratha, many war happened and all. And Tarabai was sent for exilation with his son. But later in the story, if I teach you Marathas, you will come to know that Tarabai also came after the war. She came in again into the history to make his son ascend the throne. Grandson ascend the throne. Okay. This is a story you remember. That is why I said policy of reconciliation with the Marathas. That is why he fled Sahuji. Now you must be wondering who is Sahuji. That is why I gave you this map to make you understand who was Sahuji. I hope it is clear. Fine. Now this was a conciliation with the Marathas and Rajputs. Therefore he did what? He returned the Raja Jai Singh of Amber, Ajit Singh of Marwar his kingdom, but did not return the subdivision. This is the point. Now another thing, what he did? He found the policy of peace. First point. He was called Shahi-Bekhabar. Then he made reconciliation with the Marathas. That is why he fled Sambhuji. Sorry, it's Sambhuji's son, Sahuji. I told you Sahuji, he fled this person from captivity. And I told you that in Deccan area, the Marathas kept fighting amongst themselves and against the Mughals in the Deccan. I told you this point. Map re dekheithili Deccan part re कि याको छाड़ी साला परे मराठास मानक भितर फाइट चली थिला कहिथिली Deccan रे चली थिला. I have showed you this part. See, Deccan part रे फाइट चली थिला. सेतपय तो सी रिकन्सिलिएशंस करे हम साउजी पठै थिले लोक मानक पय टोकन ऑफ पीस थिला जे से जानि थिले आको पठैले मराठाक भितर झगड़ा चलिबो एंड Deccan भितर मुगल जकाळे माने कैप्चर करि नै जिबे. That was the main point. Okay. Now the second point what he did, he provided mansab to 10 Sikh Guru. Means he wanted to attempt to make peace with Guru Gobind Singh. Attempted. Kintu kari parleni. Because Mughals manaka nature to somewhere or the other, Hindus manaka mane say time re mane as per the informations given in the history, each na kichi episode hotla because compromise out a peace reconciliations pai जन कथा आउ जन एक्सेप्ट करबे आउ जन कथा आउ जन एक्सेप्ट करिया कथा बट जन एक्सेप्ट करबे आउ जन एक्सेप्ट करबन त पीस त केबे रहिबनी त कोन हैला आई एम टेलिंग यू द स्टोरी आई एम रबिंग दिस Banda Bahadur Shah. Remember this name. A nada mane rakho. Banda Bahadur Shah. Versus Bahadur Shah. Bahadur Shah won. Sikh movement, Sikh people का सांगे peace करिया पे attempt करते but they couldn't do that because of some of the problems related to their reconciliations. तो कौन हैला? से टाइम रे ये जो लोग बंदा बहादुर शाह he took the leadership under the Sikh people. Leadership ने ले कहाँ ऊपर है? Sikh people, the Sikh preachers because Guru Gobind Singh 708 तो मरी गले. He died in that year. After that his preachers and followers were somewhere done injustice to them by the Mughal Empire. Therefore, to fight against them, तांका संग विरोधरे लड़िया पाई बंदा बहादुर शाह leadership ग्रहण कले. He took the leadership to fight against the Mughal Empire for the Sikh people. Sikh people में लड़िया पाई से leadership नेले. तो एक फल रे कौन हैला? बहादुर शाह campaign lead कले because ये तंग rival है गले. He led a campaign against this person. But as a result कौन हैला? Sometimes he got succeeded, sometimes not. Sometimes not. Succeed है ले, sometimes not. Succeed in the sense ये जो map रे ये जो पंजाब एरिया थिला ना Sikh people 8 row थिले. So when the fight occurs, Sikh people used to go from the foothills of the plain to the foothills of the Himalaya. So when Punjab plain ru उठी की ସେମାନେ ହିମାଳୟ ଏରିଆକୁ ପଳଉଥିଲେ ଲୁଚି ଯାଉଥିଲେ ବଟ୍ ତାଙ୍କ ସିକ୍ ପିପଲଙ୍କ ସିକ୍ ମୁଭମେଣ୍ଟ କେବେ ସେ କ୍ରଶ୍ କରିପାରିଲାନି କି ବାହାଦୁର ଶାହ ତାଙ୍କ ସିକ୍ ମୁଭମେଣ୍ଟକୁ କ୍ରଶ୍ କରିପାରିଲାନି ବିକଜ ବନ୍ଦା ବାହାଦୁର ଶାହ ୱାଜ୍ ଅ ଭେରି ଷ୍ଟ୍ରଙ୍ଗ ଲିଡର ସେ କ'ଣ ତାଙ୍କୁ ହାଇଡ୍ କରିବାକୁ ଫୋର୍ସ କରିପାରିଲା କିନ୍ତୁ ତାଙ୍କ ୟୁନିଟିକୁ କ୍ରଶ୍ କରିପାରିଲାନି ଆଉ ସେଟା କାହିଁକି କରୁଥିଲା ଯେହେତୁ ସିକ୍ ପିପଲ ପଞ୍ଜାବ ଏରିଆ ରହୁଥିଲେ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଦିସ୍ ଏରିଆ ଇଜ୍ ଫ୍ରମ୍ ସତଲେଜ ଟୁ ଯମୁନା ଆଣ୍ଡ ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ ଇମିଡିଏଟ୍ ଭିସିନିଟି ଟୁ ଦିଲ୍ଲୀ तो से भाबिले एमती करिकी काले दिल्ली ऊपर कैप्चर कर दबो कि एटा गोटे अफ्रेड थिला ना ए पॉइंट मन रखिदबो कि दिल्ली ऊपर काले कैप्चर कर दबो कि गोटे फ्री गोटे अफ्रेड गोटे फियरनेस थिला सेटा कौन पे सेटा नेक्स्ट स्लाइड रे कहबी. So this was the reason why Banda Bahadur Shah fought against Bahadur Shah I, in which he did not get that successions in the battle or in the campaign which he led against the rebels. The Sikh movement could not get crushed. Therefore, Banda Bahadur Shah, otherwise kuhala, Sacha Badshah means true king. Sacha Badshah, true king. He issued coins in the name of Guru Nanak and Guru Gobind Singh. That is the reason why this Banda Bahadur Shah was named as Sacha Badshah, issued coins for Guru Nanak and Guru Gobind Singh, and he could not, and because of him Bahadur Shah could not crush the Sikh movement. But there was a fear for the people of Mughal Empire whether the Sikh people might capture the Delhi part, which is where the entire territory was near to the Punjab region. Unfortunately, Bahadur Shah died in 1712. As I have told you, he became the ruler. Say 63 years से ruler ହେଇଥିଲେ. तो obviously मैंने obviously किसी करी पालेनी. Therefore मरीगले 1712 रे. Next, Bahadur Shah का परे जहांदार शाह हेले. तांका संजय जहांदार शाह बहादुर शाह का संजय से next ruler हेले. Fine. He was a luxurious ruler and he was called Lampat Murg. Why he was called Lampat Murg? Because Dilli का तवाइफ जे थिले, he was in love with that person and he made that Tawaif's relatives to be the ministers. That is why he was named as Lampat Murg. It appointed Zulfir Khan as his vizier, and he was conferred the title of an Amir ruler. He conferred the Jai Singh the conferred title of Mirza Raja, and Marwa ruler Awadh Singh as Maharaja, and made both the rulers of Malwa and Gujarat respectively. So there is nothing much more to be written read over here. Just remember, he was a luxurious ruler. He was called Lampat Murg. He made Zulfir Khan as its vizier. He also did the same thing what Bahadur Shah I was to do. He gave reconciliations with Marathas. He gave them right to recover Swadeshi Mukhi. Swadeshi Mukhi means 10% of the revenue, and Chaut means 1/4 from the Deccan side. Then he also established relationship with Jat leaders like Churaman Raja and Chhatrasal. And when he was doing all this, recovering Swadeshi Mukhi and Chaut and all the Zamindari system, Zulfikar Khan didn't like him, and therefore he went against the Zamindar. And therefore what happened? With the help of Zulfikar Khan, Farrukh Shiar assassinated him with the help of Shahid brothers. Farrukh Shiar is the nephew of Jahandar Shah. Farrukh Shiar is nephew of Jahandar Shah and the grandson of Bahadur Shah I. So now, Jahandar Shah ruled only for 1 year. So nothing much to be done. But Farrukh Shah time, what he did, Farrukh Shah, with the help of Shahid brothers, Farrukh Shah became the ruler. Fine. Even though he was the ruler, the Shahid brothers were the real emperor. And who were these Shahid brothers? What are their names? Hussain Ali and Abdullah Khan. They were the two brothers. And they were to be called as kingmakers. As I said you, even though Farrukh Shah was a Raja, they were the kingmakers. So, many kingmakers thile. Mane jagu chaile gadir base debe, jagu chaile mar phupar debe. तो मैंने एमती नथिला कि हाँ मैंने एम्परर कथा कहिबे तन से जाके एक्शन नेबे. नो, एम्परर तांका अंडर काम कला बेले से जिनसला रहितला. सेबन तांको किंग मेकर्स बेले कुहाला. आई हैव रिटन ओवर हियर किंग मेकर्स. अतंग दियर ना थिला हुसैन अली एंड अब्दुल्ला खान. Now, in the previous slide, I have told you about Banda Bahadur Shah. कहिथिली कि जो दिल्ली रे गोटे फियर थिला कि काले सिख पीपल माने दिल्ली को कैप्चर कर देबे. That is the reason why when Farrukh Shah became the ruler, he captured the Sikh preachers and followers. यांका जो जति गुरु गोविंद सिंह जति preachers थिले, followers थिले, तांका संगरे यांको भी capture कराहला. यांको पंजाब रु दिल्ली को आना है कि दिल्ली रे एग्जीक्यूशन करा हला मींस दे वर पुट टू डेथ इन दिल्ली बाय द फरुखशियार्स एटा जो फियर थिला सेति पई से बंदा बहादुर शाह को एग्जीक्यूशन कर देले दिल्ली रे एंड देयरफॉर द fear of having a non-Mughal state in the Punjab region area got abolished at that time. एटा गोटे पॉइंट थिला से माने बंदा बहादुर शाह को माने execute कर देले दिल्ली रे. Now, I have told you in the previous map in the 1717 रे फरुखशियार गोटे फरमान साइन करथिले which is called Magna Carta of the company. ये जो Magna Carta of the साइन करी थिले गोटे ऑफिशियल डॉक्यूमेंट थिला जो ऑफिशियल डॉक्यूमेंट अंडर रे के भी कौन से राजा कौन से भी नोबल्स को भी रूल्स रेगुलेशंस को वायलेट करि परिबेनी दे couldn't violate any rules and regulations because of this official document. This is not all the official document in that time. Every institute, school and colleges do have such type of a document in which all the rules and regulations are being legally signed by the heads so that no other subdivision officers could violate the rules. तो मु कहली 1600 टाइम रे जहांगीर टाइम में तांको फरमान सब दिया होतला ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी को किंतु सेमानो को ऑफिशियल ट्रेड मिल नथला कोड ना कोड लोकल ऑफिसर्स मान तांको हैरान करथले किंतु माग्ना कार्टा ऑफ द कंपनी साइन हे साला परे तीनटा स्टेट रे गोटे होचे बेंगल गोटे होचे सूरत आ गोटे होचे हैदराबाद ए तीनटा स्टेट रे ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी विदाउट एनी डिस्टर्बेंस दे स्टार्टेड देयर ऑफिशियल ट्रेड. बेंगल खाली कौन करियातला सेमान को बेंगल रे सबु कस्टम ड्यूटीज को सेमान एग्जेम्प्ट दे वर ऑल एग्जेम्प्टेड फ्रॉम द कस्टम्स एंड ड्यूटीज मान तांको को जगह रे कोन से दबा नथिला खाली कौन करियाथिला तांको 3000 रुपीस एनुअली पे करियाथिला मुगल एम्पायर को ओनली 3000 रुपीस ता संगे रे तांको गोटे दस्तक माने गोटे परमिशन मिलिथिला. व्हाट यू मीन बाय दस्तक आज का डेट रे इफ आई टॉक अबाउट मॉडर्न वेरिएशन जदि गोटे ट्रक गोटे माल नेगी गोटे गोटे स्टेट आउट स्टेट जाउची कि इंपोर्ट के एक्सपोर्ट करूची आ ता पाखरे हमर जो जीएसटी हिसला बट ई-वे बिल जनरेट हुए से ई-वे बिल जदि से ट्रक पाखरे थिबो ता गुड्स पाई मींस इफ द ट्रक इज हैविंग दैट ई-वे बिल फॉर द गुड्स then the truck cannot be stopped in anywhere at any place by any officers. Similarly जदि ईआईसी कंपनी का पाखरे जदि ये दस्तक बा गोटे पास रहिबो तांकु भी को normal local officers अटके पारिबनी to transport the goods from one place to another for the export and export part. गोटे 3000 rupees annually permit करम पड़िबो तांको दस्तक दिया हला to start the trade or to start the import and export. And thirdly they were allowed to rents on lands of Calcutta. और ए कलकत्ता पाई ही बैटल्स हला बेंगल को अडॉप्ट करा हला तापर नेक्स्ट फर्दर जिनसा हला सूरत रे सेमती कौन करा हला. अच्छा हैदराबाद रे ऑलरेडी दे वर डूइंग फ्री ट्रेड. ओनली थिंग इज दैट दे हैव टू गिव प्रिवेलिंग रेंट्स ऑन द लैंड्स ऑफ मद्रास. आ सूरत रे सब ड्यूटीज रे एक्सेप्टेड हे गेले तांको किछ दवा पड़िबनी केवल एनुअली तांको 10000 रुपीस दवा को पड़िबो काकू ईआईसी कंपनी केवल 10000 रुपीस एनुअली मुगल एम्पायर को दवा पड़िबो टू स्टार्ट ऑल दिस इंपोर्ट एंड एक्सपोर्ट. The 1717 is the official date or the official year for the British to start the trade officially and commercially so that no prohibitions would be done to them to do their job. तो फरुख शाह टाइम का एटा गोटे very important जिंस थिला. फाइन फरुख शाह आउट कोन करथिले मो एटी लिखुची फरुख शाह का टाइम रे से आउट कोन करथिले गोटे नाम मेंशन करूची असफ झा. Who was Asaf Jha? He was the top general of Aurangzeb. काहेकि बिकॉज औरंगजेब का टाइम रे ड्यूरिंग द रेन ऑफ औरंगजेब दिस असफ झा जे थिले जन मिलिट्री गोटे लेजेंडरी मिलिट्री जाको कहंती गोटे ऑफिसर से सबु बैटल्स को विन करथिले. ही वाज गेटिंग विक्टोरी इन एवरी बैटल when he was sent by this person. औरंगजेब जाको पठोते सब बैटल को जितिया पई ये सब बैटल रे जिति के आस्थले से में से टॉप जनरल थिले दैट टाइम and for 20 years he did his job and after that he took the retirement. से औरंगजेब टाइम रे से 20 years ପାଇଁ କାମ କରିସାରିଲା ପରେ ସେ 40 years ରେ ସେ retirement ନେଇଥିଲେ। तो फरुख शाह कौन कले? What Farooq Shah did, he convinced this person to come out of the retirement. मो डेक्कन गोटे मैप देखैतली डेक्कन पार्ट रे सेटा मन रखि थांदु कि फरुख शाह कौन कला असफ झा को कन्विंस कला कि प्लीज कम आउट ऑफ द रिटायरमेंट, अपन रिटायरमेंट बाहर के आसंतु ताकि आपण जॉब रे लागि पारिबे। तो तांको कन्विंस करिया चक्कर तांको से कौन कला फरुख शाह कौन कला असफ झा वन को गोटे टाइटल देला निजाम उल मुल्क। फर्स्ट सेकेंड से कौन कला तांको से डेक्कन रो मुगल वाइसरॉय बने देला। He made Asaf Jha to be the Mughal viceroy of the Deccan and gave the title Nizam ul Mulk, means the meaning is regulator of the realm, regulator of the realm। तो असफ झा को से एटा कर देला। तो असफ झा को तबे से माने ये जो आइडिया तार थिला कि ताको डेक्कन रे कर देबा पई बिकॉज़ से टाइम रे जो साहूजी आस्तले मराठास के भीतर झगड़ा चलथला। तो डेक्कन टाइम रे जदी ये रहिबे तले एंड हां पछरे जानिबे कि असफ झा भी पेशवा बाजीराव को संगे भी बैटल ऑफ पालीखेट भी से ताको डिफीट करिथिले। तो से माइंडसेट रे बहादुर शाह साहूजी को फ्री छाड़थिले ताकि तांको भीतर कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हो आमे तांको परे कैप्चर करू। एडा फरुख शाह भी जानिथिले कोड ना कोटी से पे से भी असफ झा को आनी कि डेक्कन रे थोइले ताकि असफ झा को के हरे पारिबेनी। सो दैट इज द रीजन ही मेड द मुगल विसरॉय ऑफ हिम इन द डेक्कन साइड। तो एडा डो करथिले आ जो फरमान जो रिलीज हेतला म कहिथिली से टाइम रे जॉन सुरमान आसीथिले। इन EIC forces were led by John Surman, so the farman was given to this person which was called Magna Carta of the company। तो 1719 ने कौन हैला ए सब जो फरुख शाह करिले मु तो कहितली शायद ब्रदर्स माने किंग मेकर्स थिले तांको तो भल लागबे ने से महाराजा को उठे फार फोपाड़ देबे से आका राजा बनै देबे। तो से टाइम रे कहला शायद ब्रदर्स माने कहला फरुख शाह को फोपाड़ देले का सपोर्ट रे मराठास पेशवा बालाजी विश्वनाथ। मराठास पढ़ले मु कहबी किए थिले बट से जो मु पठे कहितली जो साहूजी को माने जानिया पई कि ता कैरेक्टर केमिति थिला से एक्चुअली मराठा थिले कि मुगल एम्पायर का हमर इंफॉर्मेशन लीक करके हमको रिसीव करिए बोले भाबितले से टाइम रे बालाजी विश्वनाथ को पठाइतला जानिया पई कि साहूजी का कैरेक्टर केमिति थिला एंड ही गेव द रिकॉग्निशन दैट नो साहूजी वाज गुड एंड दैट इज व्हाई ही वाज मेड द थ्रोन ऑफ द मराठास और रूलर ऑफ द मराठा। ओके शायद बस फरुख शाह रिमूव भी करथिले एंड तापे ताको मारी देथिले के फरुख शाह मरी गला पारे से किछि पीरियड पाई दीटा राजा थिले राफी उद दज्जात एंड राफी उद दौला तांको बहुत कम पीरियड पाई राजा करथिले। अल्टीमेटली दे इवन डाइड बिकॉज ऑफ ट्यूबरकुलोसिस। आफ्टर हिज डेथ मोहम्मद शाह बिकेम द रूलर। मोहम्मद शाह बहुत वर्ष पाई रूलिंग करिले से चाहिथिले मुगल एम्पायर को आहुरी इंप्रूव करि पारथांते बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली ही वाज नॉट दैट टाइप ऑफ राजा। से एमती झगड़ा करबा गोटे एडमिनिस्ट्रेशंस लीड करिया बोले से राजा वाले राजा नथिले से टिके आर्ट सिंगिंग डांसिंग माने बहुत फैक्चुअली एंड लग्जरियस जेमती हमर थिले कि जहानदार शाह टिके लग्जरियस टाइप रो थिले से तांगा आउट टिके लग्जरियस थिले। तो सेबे तांको टाइटल दिया हितला रंगीला। तांगा रियल नेम थिले रोशन अख्तर तांगा रियल नेम थिले। तो अगेन से भी से जो माने तांको भी से हुसैन अली जो शायद ब्रदर्स थिले he assassinated Hussein Ali with the support of Turani faction leader called Chili Khan। मैंने जानिया कथा है कि मोहम्मद शाह का वन का टाइम रे माने सी थिले राजा बट नथिला वाले टोटली माने पूरा out of the world what was happening inside he was interested in the only the singing and dancing type of things। तो से टाइम रे ए सब जिंस हवा चक्कर रे जो असफ झा वन को सिकंगले वजीर कर देथिले ग्रैंड वजीर। ही मेड निजाम उल मुल्क जे असफ झा का टाइटल जाको दिया हितला असफ झा को ग्रैंड वजीर कराइतला 1721 रे। तो वजीर हिसाब रे his responsibility was to make the king aware कि what was happening in the empire बट आजिकल भल कल तो लोक मैंने खराब भी भाविबे। तो ये तले वजीर तो या सब कह आरंभ कले कि आपण एटा कंसंट्रेट करंतु आपण या पर फोकस करंतु फोकस ऑन द एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन नॉट ऑन दोस थिंग्स। दे राजा ही वीक थांती ना तांका साइड जो दरबारी नोबल्स थांती से मैंने राजा को या सिखेले कि he is trying to take the throne from you by doing all this। तो या चक्कर कहला मोहम्मद शाह को फियर हे गला कि काले असफ झा मो जगह नहीं जिबेन। तो सेथि पई कोन हैला असफ झा को से ऑर्डर देले कि तुम अवध को जाएंगे रूल करो बट असफ झा कहले मु जोटू आस्त्री मु सेठी जिबी व्हाई विल आई गो टू अदर पार्ट। दैट इज वाई ही मार्च टुवर्ड्स डेक्कन एबे राजा कथा न मानिले तो ऑब्वियसली बैटल तो हम ही तो 723 रे तो से आमर मोहम्मद शाह कौन कले आमर डायरेक्ट पड़े डेक्कन जो आमर असफ जाह डेक्कन को गला बेलू 1724 रे in 724 battle of Sarkhed happened. Sarakhed, if I'm not wrong in pronouncing the word Sarakhed. Battle of Sarakhed re battle heitla. But obviously Nizam ul Mulk got victorious. That is why Muhammad Shah once said that fine, you stay in Hyderabad, we will not complain about anything. And even Nizam ul Mulk said that I am part of the Mughal Empire, even though I am ruling here independently, but I am inside the Mughal Empire part. But everyone knew that slowly and steadily Mughal Empire was declining and slowly the independent states were occurring. ମୁଁ ଥରେ କହିଥିଲି जो मराठास का विषय कि तांका भितर जो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट चलता डेक्कन को कहले रहिया पई मराठास ऑलरेडी डेक्कन माने थिले तो 1728 रे पेशवा बाजी राव का संगे रे भी गोटे बैटल हेतला ता ना था बैटल ऑफ पालीखेड बैटल ऑफ पालखेड रे अगेन असफ झा गॉट डिफीटेड द मराठास दैट इज लेड बाय पेशवा बाजीराव 1 ऑफ कोर्स से टाइम रे 1737 टाइम में जदि मो मराठास पढेबी तो मुझे तो कहले मराठास डेक्कन ने थिले से स्लोली नॉर्थवर्ड एक्सपेंशन करूथिले आ यांकरी टाइम रे सी 1719 748 में मझिरे 1737 आसुची दैट मींस ए टाइम रे मराठास एक्सपेंड करूथबे ऊपर को एंड करी थिले भी से टाइम रे भी गोटे टीटी जो साइन था मो कहते नॉर्दर्न फ्रंटियर से माने कहले हमें जगिबू अपन ईरान और अफगानिस्तान इन्वेड करिया दबुनी तो एटा भी गोटे से टाइम रे टीटी गोटे साइन हेइथिला 737 नॉर्थवर्ड एक्सपेंशन करिया चक्कर रे थारे पेशवा बाजीराव भी पळी थिले दिल्ली को सेठी गोटे फाइट करी विक्टोरियस हेइथिला और से टाइम रे हमर जो मुगल एम्पायर को मेन जो आर्मी थिला से टाइम रे नथिले तो इट वाज जस्ट अ स्टोरी लाइन दैट यस पेशवा बाजीराव वेंट देयर एंड गॉट विक्टोरियस ओवर द दिल्ली बट ही रिट्रीटेड बैक ही केम बैक टू हिज ओन स्टेट तो 794 रे बैटल ऑफ सरखेड हेइतला जोथरे हमर असफ झा जीति थिले से ऑटोमेटिकली ता डेक्कन पार्ट रहिले हैदराबाद रे रहिले 728 ओडे एक्स्ट्रा इन्फॉर्मेशन पालखेड रे हेइतला जोडा कि हमर मराठा पेशवा बाजीराव को असफ झा तंगो हरई थिले तो यांकरी रेन रे कोन हैला धीरे धीरे हमर जो मुगल एम्पायर मुझे आपन मैप देखैथिली इन 18th सेंचुरी रे जो धीरे धीरे डिवाइड हे चलिले ना से टाइम रे जो मुगल अवध बंगाल बिहार एमान से डिवाइड हे चलले एंड फाइनली दे रिफ्यूज टू पे ट्रिब्यूट टू दिल्ली तरे ना एथर आमे सब निजे निजे किंगडम अब ए जो इंडिपेंडेंसी ऑफ द इंडिपेंडेंट किंगडम हैला ना एटा ही हमारा मुगल एम्पायर क्रम्बल करिके ब्रिटिशर्स मान को अलाउ कला कि हम ऊपर रूल करिया पई ओके नेक्स्ट मु तो कहिथली जो मराठा साइन करते नॉर्दर्न फ्रंटियर कि आमे का अलाउ करिबुनी हम इंडिया को इन्वेड करिया पई बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली तांकर मोहम्मद शाह का टाइम रे नादिर शाह जे थिले यू कैन सी दिस पिक्चर ही इन्वेडेड इंडिया फ्रॉम ईरान एंड ही टुक अवे द पीकॉक थ्रोन Kohinoor diamond after the battle of Karnal because in the battle of Karnal which happened in 739 this person won the battle came to India did so much of huge plunder took away the peacock throne and also the Kohinoor diamond with 70 crores rupees okay नादिर शाह को तापर हमर नादिर शाह तले आसी थिले ना से ए जो वेस्ट पार्ट ऑफ इंडस को सब कैप्चर कर देथिले वेस्ट पार्ट ऑफ द टेरिटरी he captured this part नेक्स्ट नादिर शाह इन्वेट करथिले नेक्स्ट अहमद शाह अब्दाली से गोटे दुरानियन किंग ऑफ अफगानिस्तान थिले सी भी इन्वेट करथिले बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली कौन हैला तांको इमाद उल मुल्क जे थिले तांको इमाद उल मुल्क के थिले माने इमाद उल मुल्क थिले कि ना गजी उद्दौन फिरोज जंग माने अहमद शाह वाज ब्लाइंडेड टू डेथ बाय हिज ओन वजीर इमाद उल मुल्क एंड इन 754 this Firoz Jung III who was the grandson of Nizam ul Mulk he also blinded imprisoned murdered Mughal emperor Ahmed Shah अहमद शाह को ब्लाइंड कर टू डेथ करथिले बा इमाद मुल्क तांका अलगा ना थिला गाजी उद गान फिरोज जंग 3 इमाद मुल्क जे थिले तांका ना ही थिला फिरोज जंग 3 और से कहार ग्रैंडसन थिले ना निजाम उल मुल्क माने असफ झा वान कर ग्रैंडसन जे थिले सेही टाइम रे अहमद शाह अब्दाली आंकु ही वजीर बनै थिले किंतु सेही ताकू मारि देले बिकॉज ऑफ हिज द म्यूचुअल स्ट्रगल एंड ऑफ हिज डिसिसिव थिंग्स डूइंग टू द मुगल एम्पायर अदर रूलर्स वर अलामगीर II एंड द शाहजहां अलामगीर II के थिले ना ही वाज द सन ऑफ एम्परर ऑफ जहांदर शाह से जहांदर शाह गर पुओ थिले कि सेकंड रूलर बहादुर शाह वानका जे जहांदर शाह थिले तांका सन थिले कि अलामगीर II तांका टाइम रे बेसी किछ हे नथला अहमद शाह को भी फिरोज जंग 3 मार देले एंड ही वाज मेड अलामगीर II एज अ पपेट रूलर एंड ही वाज आल्सो किल्ड ऑन द ऑर्डर्स ऑफ फिरोज जंग 3 फिरोज जंग के 3 आई रिपीट ग्रैंडसन ऑफ कहार थिले ग्रांडसन ऑफ कहार थिले ग्रांडसन थिले कहार ना आमर असफ झांकर ग्रांडसन थिले आ वजीर से आमेच अब्दालींगर थिले ताकू भी मार देले यांकू भी मार देले ही किल्ड हिम आल्सो एंड ही किल्ड दिस पर्सन आफ्टर मेकिंग हिम पपेट ये जो 754 टू 757 भितर गोटे बैटल ऑफ प्लासी हेतला 1757 रे जोठी आमेच अब्दाली मराठास ऊपर से जीति जाइथिले ओके नेक्स्ट आसले शाह आलम टू 759 टू 806 से रूल करथिले तांका रियल नेम थिला अली गौहर द क्वेश्चन वाज आस्क्ड ड्यूरिंग हुज रेन थर्ड बैटल ऑफ पानीपत और द बैटल ऑफ बक्सर टुक प्लेस सो द आंसर इज शाह आलम टू का टाइम रे ही थर्ड वॉर ऑफ बैटल ऑफ पानीपत एंड द बैटल ऑफ बक्सर हैज स्टार्टेड then 1772 Mahatma Scindia re-established Shah Alam but Delhi was already captured by the British in 1803 तो धीरे धीरे 1757 बैटल ऑफ प्लासी होतला 1764 बैटल ऑफ बक्सर हला थर्ड बैटल ऑफ पानीपत हला से टाइम में इंग्लिश धीरे धीरे ब्रिटिशर्स माने धीरे धीरे सब बैटल विक्टोरियस ही आस्तले तो सेपटे मुगल एम्पायर क्रश होतला ए माने बड़ी बड़ी जाउतले तो ऑब्वियसली 803 टाइम रे एक्चुअली हमर ओडिसा भी जो हेइथिला से टाइम में दिल्ली धीरे धीरे कैप्चर हे गला कैप्चर हेसला पर ऑब्वियसली मुगल एम्पायर नाउ बिगन टू एक्ट लाइक पपेट ऑफ द ब्रिटिश 1772 जो हेइथिला ए जो डेट माने रखा तापर जो रेगुलेशंस एक्ट्स होइतला ना 1773 चार्टर एक्ट्स होइतला से टाइम रे ही दिल्ली कैप्चर हेगला बाय द ब्रिटिश बाय 1803 सेति पई मुगल एम्पायर पपेट भलिया रूल कला अंडर ब्रिटिश रे अकबर तो टाइम रे बेसी किछ नथिला से गोटे सेमती लंडन जाकी जोटी मरि जाइथिले तांको राममोहन रॉय जने जे सोशल एंड कल्चरल अपराइजिंग लीडर थिले तांको टाइटल राजा दियाइतला ही वाज वेरी इंप्रेस्ड बाय हिज वर्क देयरफॉर ही गेव द टाइटल राजा टू हिम and to unite the Hindu Muslim he started this festival called Fulo Walon ki Sar and the last ruler was Bahadur Shah II who ruled for 20 years that is from 1837 to 1857 his pen name was Zafar and this ruler is very much important because he was the first ruler to get exiled in Rangoon question was asked in ASO who was the first ruler to get exiled in Rangoon so remember this name Bahadur Shah II his pen name was Zafar and he is very important because in 1857 when I'll talk about the revolt of 1857 in the next lecture you will come to know that he was the first leader to took the leadership to do the revolutionary in India in the 10th of May in 1857 in Meerut. Why? Because Mangal Pandey was executed to death because he refused to use the Enfield rifles of which was greased with cows and pigs. माने मंगल पांडे जे थिले से टाइम में ब्रिटिशर्स मानकु फोर्स करथले कि तमे राइफल यूज करो जो राइफल ऊपर ही काउज मानको मारी के पिग्स मानको मारी के तांको मांसो को नै कि तांको कहते यूज करिया पे माने अलगा वेरे यूज करिया पे जोड़ा कि मंगल पांडे रिफ्यूज करथिले 10th ऑफ मे 9th ऑफ हॉट की 10th ऑफ मे तांको एग्जीक्यूट कराइतला एंड 10th ऑफ मे रे फर्स्ट रिवोल्ट स्टार्ट हेतला एंड सेही टाइम रे बहादुर शाह जफर ही फर्स्ट लीडर थिले एंड ए टाइम रे 1857 मुझे कहथली 1707 रु 1857 मुगल एम्पायर फॉर्मली गोटे एंड हला ऑलरेडी तो से माने वीक हे आस्थिले 707 से भलो थिले औरंगजेब डेथ परे they were became started getting weak because तांका भी यूनिटी एंड हे गला ब्रिटिश मानको सेटा मिलिबा को पाइला चांस मिली गला कि तांका वीकनेस कोन इंडियंस मानकर वीकनेस जानि कि ना तांका माइंडसेट चेंज हे गला कि हमें ट्रेड करबा आस्तो पर एबे रूल करबो so this is how the later Mughal era got declined from 1707 till 1857 in the next class I might discuss about the Marathas or I'll straight go to the advent of Europeans so if you like this video then please do like, share and subscribe and to get further notification please press the bell icon. Before going, this is a short information I want to give you about the OKCL. This is a very reliable platform. You can rely on it. If you want to get all the courses, please go to the Google Play Store and download this app, OKCL Achievers series app, or else you can go to the website lc.okcl.co.in. When you go to this website, you can get the ASO classes at rupees 2119 plus GST, so it will be up to like 2500 rupees. In those apps, you will find all this classroom, online sessions, study materials, test series, individual strategy and preparations, and if any doubt you want, you can get the guidance and mentoring in this app. So thank you for today's lecture, and if you would love this video, then please do like it. Thank you.